Welcome to our tutorial on the custom features and buttons available on the Zip4 product line of our phones. With Zalta's phone system, you have the ability to assign customized functionality to buttons on the phone on individual devices, and in this video, we will go into detail on all the features you can use. Please note that all these features require custom configuration and will require your system administrator to make changes from the Emacs Administrator application. So if you like any features you see in this video, reach out to whoever manages your phone system to discuss implementation. Let's start with the basics. All Zalta's phones have 3 lines, so you can have 1 call active and 2 on hold at the same time. By default, all our phones have the 3 lines assigned to the top 3 buttons. For example, on Zips 47G, the 3-line buttons are up here. When you're on a call on line 1, the light next to it will light up solid green. If you put this call on hold, the light will flash. You can actually configure the phone not to have the buttons corresponding to all the line keys, or to move them to some other key on the device if you feel like it. Though we highly recommend keeping at least line 1 and line 2, or you won't be able to perform attended transfer or initiate a 3-way conference from your phone. By default, if your phone has more than 3 buttons, so all the Zip4 models except 43G, the following buttons will be page and intercom. The 6th button is often configured as a one-touch speed dial to your support organization. Just press the button when you need to talk to the person who can make changes to your system or can answer any technical questions you may have. Convenient, right? You can use the same speed dial functionality for numbers inside your own organization or frequently called numbers outside your company. Once you press the speed dial key, it will automatically initiate an outbound call to the pre-configured number. But let's go back to page for a moment before we get sidetracked. To take advantage of this feature, your administrator needs to create a page group on the phone system. For example, if I'm the manager of the marketing department and have 2 employees working for me, Tessa and John, I can have a page group created with my direct reports. So if I need to get a message to them immediately, I press the page button, enter the key for the page group, and state my message. Team, I need you in the conference room for an urgent meeting. Unlike a regular phone call, Tessa and John will hear a page beep coming from their device, followed by my message. The page comes through on loudspeaker and doesn't require them to do anything. Intercom works similarly, except in this case, I am dialing a person's extension rather than the extension of a page group. For example, if I only need Tessa, I can call her via intercom. That way my call will immediately be answered on her speakers. Unlike with the page button, Tessa can answer me and we can have a conversation. You can also turn a key on your phone into a busy lamp field or BLF, which is fancy speak for a button to monitor your coworkers. For example, if I have this button configured as BLF for my boss's extension, whenever Peter, my boss, is on the phone, the line will light up. That way, I can easily tell if my boss is busy with a call from a quick glance at my phone. When Peter is on the phone, the line will be solid red. If Peter is getting an incoming call but hasn't picked it up yet, the light will flash. This button is particularly handy if you're an administrative assistant, because when Peter is getting a call, I can press this button and answer the phone for him. Hey there, Peter is at lunch right now. Can I take a message? And to make your life even easier, this button also functions as a speed dial when the person you're monitoring isn't on the call, like right now. When the button isn't lit up, if I press it, I will start a call to my boss. If you are a call group member, a button can be configured to log you into a call group right from your phone. For example, when I get into the office in the morning, I will press this button, enter my voicemail password, which is also referred to as PIN, and the system will automatically log me into the call group. So I can start receiving group calls right here on this device. I can tell if I'm logged in at any given time because when I'm logged in, the button is red. To take a lunch break, I press this button again and I will immediately be logged out of the group and not get any more phone calls for it. Another useful button for an administrative assistant or a member of a call group is a mailbox message waiting indicator. It functions similarly to the message waiting indicator on the top right of your phone, but this button reflects whether or not there is a message for another extension. For example, it may be the mailbox of my boss's extension, or it could be the mailbox of the call group I'm part of. When the button is solid red, there is a new message, and you can access the mailbox by clicking on the button. You'll be asked for a voicemail password, and then listen to the voicemail. If you're monitoring a mailbox for a user, you can actually tell when the caller is in the process of leaving a message because the light will be flashing. One incredibly handy feature that Zeltis has is the ability to grab that call. If I click the button right now, I'll be connected to the caller who was in the process of leaving the message. Hi, I'm sorry, Peter is not available right now, but I'm his assistant. Can I help you? You can even set up a button to initiate on-demand call recording. I can press this button at any time during the call and the entire call from the beginning will be recorded. So no need to worry if you didn't remember to press the button until the very end. You can also use buttons to monitor park slots. If your company utilizes the park function a lot, it may be handy to assign particular buttons to monitor frequently used park slots. For example, I've got this button here monitoring park slot 1 and this one monitoring park slot 2. When there's a call in this park slot, the button flashes red. I can conveniently pick up a park call in this slot by clicking on this button. I can also park a call I'm on in one of the slots by pressing this button. If you utilize MX Conference, you can configure a key to dial directly into your conference line. That way you don't need to memorize the extension of the line. And the last button type I will discuss on this video is prefix. On paper, that doesn't sound like a very useful button. If your office needs to restrict outbound dialing for whatever reason and requires a prefix to dial before you can reach an outside number, you can use this button to bypass it. But the more interesting and helpful use of this button is to initiate one of the two special types of transfer, which require a pre-configured prefix to be entered before making this kind of transfer. The first transfer type is transfer with recall. If the person who I am transferring my caller to doesn't answer, the call will ring my extension again. For example, if I have someone on the phone who needs immediate assistance, I might first try to send them to the account representative. But if that person isn't available, the call will return to me, and I can try to transfer this caller to somebody else who can solve their problem immediately. This way, an urgent call won't end up forgotten in somebody's voicemail box. The other type of transfer is called warm transfer, or consultative transfer. It essentially involves me creating an ad hoc three-way conference between me, my caller, and the extension I plan to transfer my caller to. This allows me to introduce the two parties to each other and maybe even explain the situation to my colleague. But unlike with a regular three-way conference, when I hang up, the other two people will remain on the call. And another handy feature you can use the prefix key with is something I like to refer to as grab. What it means is that you can automatically reroute an active call to your extension to this device. For example, if you have Zeltis mobile application on your iPhone and you are talking to a customer via the mobile app while walking back from a lunch break, then you walk back to your desk and realize it would be a lot more convenient if you could switch the call to your desk phone. The boring way would be to hang up the call and call this customer back. But Zeltis lets you do something very cool. You can press this button and the call moves from your mobile app to your desk phone. The person you are talking to might not even notice the switch. Incidentally, you can achieve this in reverse too. There is no handy key on the mobile app, but if you dial your extension followed by the pound key, you can grab the call from your desk phone back to the mobile app. And that's the end of this video. Thank you for watching.